Yeah, everybody.
There's no specific.
I'm so happy you could come and celebrate the opening of the welcome Mabuhay garden at Bathurst-Wilson Parkette. And I thank all of you for coming and carving out some of your day to be here today. I'd like to thank Mayor John Tory for coming. I'd also like to thank our park staff, Ed Lewis, Dennis D'Amato, Jamie Warren, Gord Walkinshaw, Rachel McMillan, Lindsay Peterson, Heidi Wheelek, and others for making this such a wonderful place to gather. Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat.
You did it.
I don't know if I should push my luck. Akoya natutu wana maka sama sapag irang at usay ulang mabuhay. The welcome garden dito sa Bathurst-Wilson Parkette. To many, the Bathurst-Wilson entrance to Ward 10 is just another roadway, just another bridge. But we know here in Ward 10 it is a gateway to a fresh start, new opportunities, and new sense of freedom. Our strength comes from the generations of Filipino, Russian, Jewish, Italian newcomers who have decided to make Canada their country, Toronto their city, and York Centre their home. I sim bulong paglatgo at kontribasyon pi Filipino at iba pang dayuhan sa North York. This garden is symbolic of the growth and contribution of the Filipino and other newcomers to North York. This beautiful park with a remarkable backdrop will be a place of reflection, gathering, reading, and picnics. Our local parkettes, along with our busy roadways, is a message that our values of preserving green space, planting trees, and allowing all to take a breather and just sit down will be preserved. Like other nationalities, the Filipino, Russian, Italian, and Jewish communities are making transformative contributions in the arts, business, science, culture, and cuisine. The Taste of Manila is now one of the great festivals of Toronto. It is these great contributions that make Toronto the desired location for tens of thousands every year from all over the world. Whether one is born here or chose to settle here and begin anew, that to keep the city great, to go about our daily lives in peace and comfort and freedom and dignity, we must work as one, not just sharing a postal code, but the values and character that define who we are. Enjoy the garden. Thank you, Mabuhay. Salamat Mabuhay.
Just so you know, I said a moment ago there was some more progress to be made. As you might expect, and I understand why these things are necessary, in order to formally rename the park, so there's actually a different name on the sign out there, there's a process that has to be followed, and you'll understand why, because you just can't have people deciding whether it's city councillors or mayors or anybody else to rename parks or rename streets without a process, because somebody might get offended or you might make a mistake. So there is a process that is underway to address that. I had a request, so you know, on the way walking up here to this lovely parkette, to put a Canadian flag here, and I know there are probably policies about that too, although there shouldn't be a policy about putting the Canadian flag anywhere. But having said all that, we will look at that too, because that would be a nice thing to have here. But you know what is most important? Two things, I think. One is we've just beautified another space in the city, and it's so important to have these peaceful places where people can come and just relax for a few minutes and either sit in the shade or be in the sun. But here we are, close to a busy highway and close to two busy streets, and there's this very special little green place where people can come and relax and be away from, things that may be more chaotic in terms of the life in a big city. And I am pleased that when they come here, they will see in the various things that we have done our affection and our respect for the Filipino community. And I will just tell you, as I said when I was at Taste of Manila just over there about 10 days ago, that there is no community that has done better, has worked harder, has contributed more, has helped more people than this, which is now, as you know, our fastest growing community of immigrants to Canada. And I know why. Because they want to come here, and we're blessed at that fact, but also we want them to come here because they're good people, good parents, people of faith, people of family, and they're just good Canadian citizens. And they fall into the category of all the people who live here in Canada, who know that it is possible and it is desired that people should be proud to be Filipino at the same time as being Canadian, and proud to be Canadian at the same time as being Filipino. And that's what Canada's all about. So I will just say again to Councillor Pasternak and to our park staff, we are so lucky to have people. We've just come from a library where today we announced 6 more libraries that are going to be open on Sunday. Now a third of the libraries in Toronto, 33 of them, are open on Sundays. And that's so that children and families and adults can have equal opportunity to go to the library. Some people may be at church on Saturday and not able to go. Other people might be working on Saturday and not able to go. Now the libraries will be open on Sunday, and that's good for kids and good for families and good for Toronto. And this parkette being fixed up, and being fixed up in a way that honors our Filipino community and our diversity is also good for Toronto. And James Pasternak is just constantly working hard as a councillor and as a chair of one of our most important committees to do that. And I thank all of you for being here today and for all your hard work and everything that you do to make this city one that is recognized around the world as the best city in the best country in the world in which to live. Opportunity for kids, opportunity for adults, diversity and respect for all. And that's a city that I'm very proud to lead. And so thank you very much again for being here, and Mabuhay to one and all.
On behalf of the Filipino community, to our dear Mayor and to Councillor Pasternak. And as a tradition, we have a small presentation to do for you, and I'd like to call the Rolly Mangante, the Chairman of Taste of Manila, and the Board of Directors. And please come forward. And thank you again for coming.
Photo.
We did it! Mabuhay! Mabuhay!
Mabuhay. For camera. Hey, smiling. One, the silang. Alright.
PIDC naman daw.
I just want to
Birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday! Happy